Okay guys, this is a video about the liver. This is going to be the first thing we look at for the first lab, for the second practical. This is how the liver sits in the body. You can see that it's divided by these white lines into lobes. The large lobe is the right lobe. This is the left lobe, much smaller. Right down the middle here, we have a ligament, sort of like the pulmonary ligament. It's formed by the double layer of serosa, in this case, peritoneum, not pleura. It folds over on itself all the way along this margin, creating a bare area about up here where there is no serosa, a falciform ligament in the front, and the ligamentum teres, which would come off right down here at the bottom. Okay, let's flip this over. Again, we have the right lobe, the left lobe. Now we can see the inferior vena cava coursing through the back of the liver. We can see this little lobe right here towards the back of the body called the caudate lobe. This is that falciform ligament I was telling you about, this white line. Right here is the quadrate lobe because it's shaped like a square. This structure right here is the gallbladder. Coming out of the liver, going into the gallbladder, you can see a green tube. I don't know if you guys can see that very well on here. This is the cystic duct. It's coming out of the gallbladder going this way. This little green tube coming out of the liver is the hepatic duct, hepatic meaning liver. And then they're going to come together at a little Y junction here and form the common bile duct. So that's how bile is going to get out of the liver. If it doesn't get used through the common bile duct, then it'll back up into the the gallbladder. Alright, here's another liver we have in the lab. Nice big one. We can see a few more things on this one. Again, we can see the right lobe here, the left lobe here, inferior vena cava right here, running through the back of the liver. This is that caudate lobe. It's right next to the inferior vena cava. This area outlined right here is the bare area. So this bare area is basically under the diaphragm, and these lines on the surface of the liver are showing you those double foldings of peritoneum that are forming those ligaments. So everything within this double fold under the diaphragm is called the bare area. If we turn this around, you can see these structures from the underside of the liver. Gallbladder, the green structure here. Inferior vena cava again. Caudate lobe. This is the quadrate lobe right next to the gallbladder. So quadrate is next to the gallbladder. Caudate is next to the vena cava. This would be the right lobe, the large one, and this is the left lobe. This white structure is the ligamentum teres. Maybe much more defined than on the other liver we were looking at. And this is an obliterated vessel covered by peritoneum, and we just call it a ligament. It used to be a vein when you were a fetus. Now, with the gallbladder, you can see the duct system again here. All of these green structures are bile-carrying ducts. So you can see that the bile is produced in these little teeny tiny bile ducts out here in the liver. It's going to be made and travel through the hepatic duct right here, coming out of the liver, and you'll have one on either side. So this would be right hepatic duct, this left hepatic duct, sorry, this is right. They're going to come together to form the common hepatic duct. And then you have this duct which kind of looks like the neck of the gallbladder coming out. This is the cystic duct. These two, cystic duct and common hepatic duct, will meet up to form the common bile duct, which is right there. Right here. Now, next to that common bile duct, you'll notice there are two other large structures. This one is red, so obviously it's an artery. This artery is the main artery that feeds the liver. This is called the proper hepatic artery. And it's going to give off branches into each of the lobes. This right here is a vein. This is purple because it's part of a special venous system in the abdomen called the hepatic portal system. This is the hepatic portal vein. Okay, so blood is drained from the abdomen, from the stomach. Okay, sorry, back to the hepatic portal system. So blood is drained from the stomach, the intestine, small and large intestine, and drains into a special venous system called the hepatic portal system. This hepatic portal system carries all the blood from the abdominal organs, so anything that digests food, through the hepatic portal venous system to the liver. And it enters the liver through the hepatic portal vein. From there, it goes into the liver lobes through the hepatocytes, which filter all of this blood coming into the liver and then send it out through hepatic veins to dump the clean blood into the inferior vena cava. And the reason you need this is because the blood coming from the abdominal organs is dirty. It's got bacteria in it and debris and pathogens that come in through our oral routes, and it has to be cleaned by the liver before it's sent out into the general circulation. So anything from the stomach, small intestine, or large intestine travels through a special vein, and eventually they all come together into the hepatic portal vein, which dumps into the liver. Hepatic veins carry clean blood from the liver to the inferior vena cava so that it can go back to the heart. Okay, so proper hepatic artery, hepatic portal vein, common bile duct. Those three structures are always found right next to each other, coming out of the liver together. So on any liver, you should be able to identify those three structures, as well as on the cadaver. And on this little liver, you can see those as well. They're just smaller. So here's the common bile duct, hepatic portal vein, and proper hepatic artery in red. Okay, I did forget one thing to show you guys on here. I wanted to show you the blood vessel that feeds the gallbladder, and it comes off of right hepatic, which is here. You can see here's proper hepatic. It's going to branch into right hepatic, going towards the right lobe, and left hepatic, going towards the left lobe. Off of right hepatic, we see this little tiny vessel that goes right on top of the gallbladder. That blood vessel right there is cystic artery. Now you'd have a vein that runs with it, cystic vein, but this is the cystic artery. The cystic vein will drain the gallbladder and drain that into the hepatic portal system.